Hey guys, got an exclusive for you. The Superman that we have come to love in recent past is going to be making a cameo in Black Adam. And I got the exclusive clip. Roll it.
It was as if he was always walking in a shadow. I mean, every step he took towards the light, just when you thought his face was about to be revealed, it wasn't. As if the lights dimmed just for him.
Hello, everybody. What's happening? What's going on, huh? Ooh, how we doing? Hey, you can hear me? We good? Everything good? Everything looking good? How's it going, guys? Make sure you smash that like, thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hopefully you guys are doing good. Welcome to Film Junkee Live on your Monday, August 22nd. Hopefully you guys are good. Cheers. Don't have wine again. I just poured a nice little spritzer, so cheers. Monday be gone. Monday be gone. Hopefully you guys had an alright Monday. You know, Mondays can always be a little bit of a pain in the ass, but hey, what can you do? Alright, guys, let's see. What do we got here? Hey, who's here? Who's here? What's going on? That guy, fucking awesome. Alright, cool. Favorite YouTube critic, Stan Morrell, called sexist. He not like the Hulk TV. Oh, yeah, pretty much. That's what happens when you don't like certain things, but what could he do? What's going on, Ryan? We got JHH, good to see ya. All right, we got Captain Gator Girl Nikki right here. What's going on, Mr. Fear Jason? We got Tony Movie, Chappie D9, Neil Blomkamp fan. I know on your last vodka stream, you guys were talking some of the Disney action remakes. Out of all of them, my personal favorite is Pizza. I didn't see either one of those. I just was not huge on the whole thing. Really wasn't. Really wasn't. What's going on? We got Dave Milano. What's going on, buddy? All right, who else we got? We got Nikolai, Mr. Vega. Eric here too. What is up, Mr. Jose? Let's get Zaslav's nuts on a stick. Again, it's just so funny how this. I thought a certain other group was going to turn on him, but I was wrong. All right, Lawrence Snyder Gun. What's going on? We got Rosemary here. We got Eric Patterson. Hello, darling. Hello, darling. Well, I mean, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about what he's kind of doing right there. JD McRae, what is up, sir? All right, turn off that music right there. All right. Who else we got? Jade, what's going on? I'm not going to the movie theater to watch that. I'll watch it when it comes on video. To me, I don't really think I need it right there. What's going on, Patrick? I'm more in middle, David Zaslav. Yeah, that's where he should be, you know, because he apparently something else is just kind of going like, what? Did something else get kind of axed today that we were hoping not getting axed? We'll talk about it, of course, in the tweets where it kind of broke my heart. What's going on? Bruce Wayne is here, everybody. Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne. Didn't even try to change the shirt? Huh? What are you talking about? Shirt for what? Audio compression, learn how to use it. All right. Try to do a live stream? I don't know. Thanks, Sam. Appreciate it. Always constructive. Seth, what's going on, buddy? How you doing? How you doing? Let's see. Who else we got? Cobra Kai Never Dies. Yep, that's coming out. Hopefully, I'm going to try to get some of those folks on here. So, you know. What's going on? We got Power Hendricks. How you doing? All right. That's pretty much it, guys. Okay. So, is my audio good? Because apparently, according to Sam, it's not. I mean, is it all right? Let me see. I think it sounds okay. All right. So, okay. We're good. We're good, guys. We're good. I think we're good. But anyways, thank you for joining. Make sure you smash that like, thumbs up. Hopefully you guys had a good weekend. I had a pretty good weekend. Like I said, it was, it was pretty laid back. Then yesterday, of course, I had, I'm a bit low. Okay. All right. Let me turn it up a little bit. Let's do that. If you guys are saying that, let me turn it up a little bit. Make sure that's good. Okay. Sound good. All right. All right. Hopefully we should be good. Anyways, yeah, hopefully you guys had a good weekend. I had a good weekend, yesterday made the rounds of just visiting some peoples and stuff, having some meals and dinners and whatnot. So it was nice. It was good. It was great. But other than that, Saturday I worked on. Hopefully you guys checked out the video, my Batman Gate video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully it was and then of course it did fine, I guess you could say. Let's see because the movie clip was louder than the bit of the intro. Okay, is that where you guys talking about the audio? Okay, because it was a last minute thing. Sometimes I can't do everything, so bear with me, guys. Okay, it's just me running this thing. It's just me running this thing. So give me the benefit of the doubt here. Okay, that's all I ask. That's all I ask. It was a very much like, oh, you know what? It's a last minute thing. Let me do that. Let me edit this real quick and blah, blah, blah. Sometimes those bits are a last minute thing, so I can't fully do the whole technical thing. But there's always going to be those people that go like, fuck, man. Could have been better. What's going on, Danny? All right. Good to see ya. Not sure if he was talking about the intro versus the actual stream. When we went live, there was a difference in volume. Oh, well. Yeah, like I said, the bits sometimes... You're just trying to scram to get, trying to get them ready in time. So when I post it later, I'll go back and increase the volume, and then hopefully I'll pass the volume compression whatever test, I guess. But anyways, all right. So yeah, hopefully you guys had a good weekend and everything. We got a lot to talk about, obviously, when it comes to the Monday thing. All right. You better still love me, Jacob. Jeez, or else you're just going to be permanently banned. Jose's watching you. He's watching. All right. Here we go. Let's get to the tweets right here. Oops. Let's turn that off right there. All right. Here we go. Okay. Let's start off by, hey, I want this Total Recall poster. Anybody else? Looks pretty badass. I'm just kind of wondering, though. It almost looks like that Schwarzenegger... image right there of him almost looks like it's from I don't know, like Terminator. I don't know. Hey, Nighthawk's here. Good to see you. All right, let's see, make sure things are on. Okay, we're good. All right, check all that out. Let There Be Carnage. All right, that's a pretty cool little image right there. I like it. Last Son of Krypton, that's right. Oh, come back to us, Mr. Cavill. And then over the weekend, or actually last week, Mortal Kombat. Still, probably, arguably, the best adaptation of a video game into a movie. That's for damn sure. And then right here, Michelle Yeoh, she says Tarantino didn't cast her in Kill Bill because nobody would believe Uma Thurman could kick your ass. Facts. Absolute facts right there, because let's face it, if you've seen her line of work, yeah, there's no way that Uma Thurman's character would have beat them up right there. So, and then somebody made this right here, which I thought was actually pretty cool. I was like, all right, you're combining the whatchamacallit, the older from the animated cartoon. I forgot the name of the type of suit this is. Somebody can remind me in the chat. But the fact that it's like, hey, it's kind of like combine that with the newer type of suit. I actually thought this design was pretty sweet. So cool. And then, yes, guys, Zaslav is canceling everything. He canceled Brian Steltzer's CNN Reliable Sources. And here's a live look of Brian Steltzer right there. Whew, I don't know. There's a lot of things that were bad about that show, but I'm sure people did enjoy it. But it just seemed like the reliable sources weren't always the best sources. But hey, ratings are ratings, and that's what he's looking at right there. So, he's trying to, hopefully we can get a CNN that's a little bit more balanced, not just a bunch of opinion pieces. I mean, that's what needs to happen with media, right? You don't need to be too far right, far left. Let's get a good balance and get back to journalism. Jesse Eisenberg talked about, of course, the backlash for Lex Luthor, and he said he felt personal about it. Said multiple quotes when it came to this, and it was great too because the fans came out and made it trend. Lex Luthor, it was Jesse Eisenberg, Lex Luthor, so it was great stuff. really liked that that the fans came together and kind of showed some love because, there is love for that right there. But this is what he said. He said, I felt very personal about it. The writer, Chris Terrio, is a very serious writer, and he's a very emotional person. He thought a lot about my character, and I thought a lot about my character too. I talked with my acting coach about the character a lot, about his backstory with his father and his emotional life. And then people hate me. Yeah, so that's his quote right there to Deadline in an interview. And it's like, yeah, but, there's a whole huge fan base, Jesse, which I know he saw, and I'm sure he's gotten that too. Thank you, Joey, for the $5 super chat. But, we loved his Lex Luthor, and of course there was going to be his Lex Luthor was going to grow. It was going to grow, obviously. We're going to get a lot more. We got more, of course, in Zack Snyder's Justice League, the bald Lex Luthor, who was given the info to Deathstroke. But yes, but it was nice to see the fans get together and make trend, Jesse Eisenberg Lex Luthor, which was great, which was absolutely fantastic. So, so don't take it personal. Don't take it personal, Jesse. We love you. We love your take. Very unique take, which is great. Joey, you said Zaslav will definitely restore the SnyderVerse in some way. That is the key. Thank you for saying in some way. Thank you for saying that. Okay? Some way is good. But yeah, there you go. Jesse Eisenberg, Lex Luthor was trending, so showing some love for that. Hopefully you saw my first reaction to Beast with Idris Elba, which I liked a lot more than I thought I was going to, so hopefully you guys check it out. It's actually a pretty decent little 90-minute movie about a father protecting his daughters from a pissed-off lion. And then, of course, there was She-Hulk, which, okay, hopefully it gets a little bit better. But, hey, what could you do? And then this sucks right here. The world's second largest cinema chain, Cineworld, owner of Regal Cinemas, is preparing to file bankruptcy. And that's right. And if you look at the stock for AMC theaters, it totally tanked because of all this stuff. So yeah, the theaters are still not out of what they're suffering, when it came to the pandemic. So that sucks. That sucks. I don't know. The theater experience is going to be a whole different thing. Hey, look, there's Ben Affleck throwing a batarang, and then there's Batman throwing a batarang. So, look at those parallels right there. Put that foot forward. Yes, put your body into it. Gotta love it. I would laugh my ass off if this happened, guys. It's not going to happen. They already debunked it. But when this was out there, I was like, oh my God, can you imagine if Tim Burton said, fuck everybody? And even Netflix was like, you know what? Fine. We're just going to let you do what you do. Because we didn't see Uncle Fester in the Wednesday trailer. Okay. We didn't see Uncle Fester. And a lot of people were just like, I was just going, I'm thinking they're going to do a gender bent thing. It's probably going to be Aunt Fester or whatever. I don't know. But then a lot of people were suspecting that he cast Johnny Depp as Uncle Fester, which I would be like, I would just laugh because the meltdowns would be crazy. The meltdowns would be absolutely crazy. But that's not going to be the case. There's no way that happened. No way that happened, but I would laugh. I would definitely laugh. And if anybody was wondering why Sandman wasn't on HBO Max, because people were like, holy shit, why did HBO Max drop it? No, they didn't even bid for it. Yeah, the old regime didn't bid for Sandman, so that's why it went over to Netflix, and it's glorious. I'm on episode 5 right now, still trying to catch up. I watched a few episodes over the weekend. Hopefully we'll catch up by this weekend, so that'll be good. Alfonso Herrera, I should say. I don't know. Roll those R's, Dave. He said right here, he quoted on talking about working on Rebel Moon. He said, you still can't tell what character I'm going to be to play. So I'm guessing he's going to be like makeup, prosthetics, who knows? I could say that Zach is the best, incredibly respectful, talented. He delegates responsibilities. He lets you work freely. His entire team is spectacular. So yes, yet another actor praising Zack Snyder. He's a good guy. What could you say? And I'm surprised it took this long, but Ferris Bueller's Day Off spinoff is happening from the Cobra Kai creators, Bill Moseley and Bill Moseley right here. I'm actually surprised there hasn't been more. We're like going into season 5 of Cobra Kai, and there hasn't been any more spin-offs of like old 80s. I bet you they're going to do something like The Breakfast Club. They'll probably take all the John Hughes movies, 16 Candles, whatever. They're going to try to do spin-off shows. I'm just surprised it took this long. I don't know what they're exactly going to do when it comes to a spin-off series of Ferris Bueller, but I'm sure you have to have Matthew Broderick in there. You got to have something. I mean, I know they were talking about doing a sequel follow-up all these years later for Ferris Bueller, but it never happened. The only time it did kind of happen, there was a Super Bowl commercial that had Matthew Broderick playing Ferris Bueller, trying to get like time off of work or whatever the fuck. But yeah, so I'm just surprised it took that long. But I guarantee you, they're gonna try to capitalize on some of that stuff. I love this. Batfleck shot right there. It's just glorious. And then yes. There you go. There's my face on Black Adam. The hierarchy of the DC universe is definitely changing. 100% right there. Yes. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, it was Amy Adams' birthday. She turned 48. To me, that doesn't seem like she's aged ever since we first saw her. My God. Yeah. So happy birthday to Amy Adams. And she's been nominated for Academy Awards, but hasn't won yet. She's long overdue for an Academy Award. And then, yes, guys, of course, I shaved the stash and did a little short video of that. I know you guys saw that already. Kevin Smith wanted Xolo Maridueña to be Jimmy Olsen in a Bizarro World episode of Strange Adventures that was canceled by the new regime. So, yeah, sadly it got canceled. But, yeah, he wanted Mr. Maridueña to be Jimmy Olsen, which I could see him playing Jimmy Olsen. That would have been interesting. And then, yes, guys, there were some storyboards that got released over the weekend when it came to the Ayer cut. And I'm going to talk about that more tomorrow. So we'll hold that off till tomorrow. So, yeah, if you guys saw those, it's pretty cool stuff. It adds a little bit to the release the Ayer cut. So that's good. And then check this out. This is a physicalized Pong. This is really cool. Look at this shit. So you can actually play Pong physically. What the hell?
Oh, so it's okay.
That's cool. I want one. Looks really good. And Gary Busey, apparently, he's been charged with some sex crimes at an incident at Monster Mania Con in New Jersey. So, yep, police report was released. Who knows what's going on with that? But let's face it. Ever since Gary Busey got in that motorcycle accident, he suffered some head trauma. It's never been the same. So. The guy needs, I mean, as he gets up there in age, yeah, he's gonna need some more help. So who knows what's going on with that? But it's like, oh boy, that's no good. So poor Gary Busey, but man, who knows what's going on with that? But anyways, and then you got this right here, which made me laugh. Zack Snyder's Justice League, if it came out in 2007.
Everything breaks, Victor.
Can't play the song because I'll get a copyright, but basically it's having a Linkin Park song. Basically how the Transformers movie ended, it played it over the end of Zack Snyder's Justice League. I thought it was funny. I actually laughed. Kind of works. Kind of works if you think about it like that. It was pretty funny, I thought. And then happy birthday also to Ke Huy Quan. You know, if I'm saying it right, you know, obviously we know who he is. He was just recently in Everything Everywhere All at Once. Of course, Indiana Jones, Goonies, we know, obviously. But yeah, it was his birthday over the weekend as well. This is a cool little art right here for Prey, which, of course, fan art usually is better than the real art, which is weird. It's crazy. Hey, we got Ray Fisher right here showing up to his new movie. Look at this lineup right here. Danielle Brooks, of course, Ray Fisher. We got Sam Jackson and John David Washington. Look at that right there. That's going to be something special. Didn't people say that Ray Fisher's career was going to be like over with, you know, because of all this whole stuff? Nope, it's pretty much doing pretty good. Starting a movie with those people, yeah, it's going to be good. But yeah, hopefully you guys watch this, my video on Batman Gate. That was a lot of fun to work on. Of course, we'll talk about that. There's me as Soldier Boy. If you're wondering what I'd look like as Soldier Boy, thank you for your Jason again. Pretty cool stuff. And then here's more things when it comes to that right there. So the set of this reporting right there. Cool. There you go. It's going to be something pretty cool. And then we got Pedro Pascal. First look at him in The Last of Us. And there is footage, but I don't know if it was actually supposed to be released yet. I know they were pulling it down with some things, so I don't want to show any of it because, yeah, don't want to get the shit pulled right now. And then check this out, guys. Floating heads everywhere. You get a floating head, and you get a floating head. Fucking hell, Jesus Christ. All right, I'm excited to see more of the deleted scenes in Spider-Man No Way Home. But could you have taken some time to like make a better poster? I mean, it's just more floating heads. That's all it is. More floating heads, and then of course the Doc Ock tentacles, and it's like, what the hell, man? It's just look at it. They're like boop boop boop. Oh, we got to put Charlie Cox in there too. You know, like, well, obviously you got to fit Tobey Maguire, you got to fit Andrew Garfield, but I'm like, my God, man, too many floating heads, too many heads, and like they even added you don't have to have this many floating heads, but I mean, I guess they really want to make it be known, like, hey, this is the poster we initially wanted to put out there, so yeah, floating heads everywhere, my God. I mean, whoever had to do this was like, all right, boop, boop, adjust, trim, scale down, do all this. It's just fucking hell, man. The floating head concept needs to go away. Ugh. But yeah, the Spider-Man No Way Home posters have been pretty awful. They've been pretty awful this whole time. I don't even know what the hell they were thinking. But it is cool seeing the 3 right there. They should have just been even, though, but of course they had to make Holland like the big head, the whole big head when it came to that, so... All right. And then today's Wordle, I got it in the second try. I don't know how I did it, but I didn't even have my coffee this morning until, I guess I just was on a good one. My brain was like, oh, I got one letter. And then all of a sudden I was like, maybe it's this word. And I got it right away. So, yeah, go me. Go me. And then if you guys watch the Vodka stream... Okay, I can't play that either, but if you guys watch the Vodka stream, we made jokes about the Black Adam trailer, and like watch the next trailer that they have, it's gonna have Bad Guy from Billie Eilish. So somebody actually, Mr. Movie Man, he actually put that on there. Yeah, so we were joking about that. I'm the bad. Yeah. Good thing. Good stuff. Gotta love the internet like that. Brendan Fraser will receive the TIFF Tribute Award for his performance in The Whale. So a lot of people are just fascinated by this. I mean, the fact that we can't wait. It sucks that we're not going to see him as Firefly, for shit's sake, when it came to the Batgirl movie. But hey, we're going to see hopefully an award-winning performance from him in The Whale. And he's already receiving a it sounds like he's definitely going to get nominated for an Oscar. Definitely going to happen. So, the Brendan Fraser connaissance is still happening. So good for him, man. That's good. Joker, the Joker 2 is going to be shooting in Los Angeles. I don't know why. It's a shithole, but hey, whatever. They're getting a tax break, I think. So that's cool. And then, yeah, you look at this list of next summer. Pretty good. So next summer, guys, when it's all hot and stuff again, we got all these movies right here. Guardians 3, Fast X, The Little Mermaid, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Elemental, Transformers, Rise of the Beast, Indiana Jones 4, The Flash, Mission Impossible 7, Oppenheimer, Barbie, The Marvels, New Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Blue Beetle. Hopefully, Blue Beetle, my God. Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon Part 2 is already in the works, which we already knew. We already kind of figured that. This is nothing new. But, hey, it's whatever, because obviously he's shooting them back-to-back. That's why he's started shooting, in April? And he's going to be shooting all the way to November. But it's cool that, I guess this is why even Joker is shooting in California. Because, yes, he's getting a $16.6 million tax credit from California. Because California is realizing that people don't want to fucking do anything here anymore. Because it's slowly sinking into the ocean. Anyways, speaking of Jesse Eisenberg, apparently he's going to be playing Sasquatch in a movie. But hey, if you guys didn't, the people that didn't like Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor, hey, maybe you'll like him as Sasquatch. I'm playing a Sasquatch in full makeup and full body hair, no lines, a grunt, but no lines. And I'm so looking forward to this. Well, okay, that's going to be interesting. Okay, looking forward to it. The Boys Season 4 has begun. That's right, Anthony Starr. He remember he got arrested for a bar fight thing, but he's perfectly good, and he's back at it as Homelander. And then DC Super Pets will release on digital home media tomorrow. That's right, because it didn't do well in the box office. So now Warner Brothers is like, get it out on video. It'll probably do better on video because I think more families will be like, yeah, let's watch this movie about Superman's dog. It's actually a good movie, though. That's the thing. That's what sucks. You know, my main gripe was the fact that I didn't like Dwayne Johnson voicing Crypto. I wish that they had somebody else. But at the same time, I'm going, stop spending so much money on the voice talent when there's talented people out there that you could pay, less, but still pay them a good salary, of course. That was my biggest gripe, was like, I didn't like hearing Dwayne Johnson's voice come out of Crypto. But yeah, just kind of shows you that it's like, yeah, didn't do well. I mean, I'm sure it's going to show up on HBO Max sooner or later, but of course they still want to try to squeeze as much money out of it because it didn't do well in the box office, so they want you to pay for the download or the VOD. So it'll be on HBO Max probably, I don't know, maybe like a month or so. But yeah, that just kind of shows you that was quick. They're like, yep, they're definitely not going to make it in the box office. Maybe home video, it'll do pretty well. And then, of course, a lot of people watched House of the Dragon last night. Again, I never got into Game of Thrones. I know some people want me to give them my nerd card for not getting into all that. But House of the Dragon drew 10 million viewers in the U.S., the biggest series premiere in HBO's history. Yeah, a lot of people were talking about it yesterday. And I'm sure hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, one of these days I'll take a trip and start binging the shit out of all that whole universe right there. Hey, there's Pinocchio. All right, that's it. Pinocchio from the Disney live-action Pinocchio. I'm kind of looking forward to Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio a little bit more than this, okay? And we've talked about it many times. We even talked about it on the Vodka stream. Scott made it a point. He was like, hey, we mustn't forget that Disney doesn't actually own these stories. They have their version of the stories. They own part of it where they can have their version of the stories. But Pinocchio, I mean, we could see a much darker, a better version, I would say, than this. Just like when it came to Mowgli and Jungle Book. Even though the Jungle Book live action I thought was really well done. Favreau did a good job. And then Lion King showed up and I was like, all right, that you guys shouldn't have done. But, the Mowgli one from Andy Serkis, that was also pretty good too. Much more serious, darker version. Marvel Studios has reportedly started allocating CGI work more fairly and in a more logical way among VFX studios following claims of poor working conditions. So, hey, look at this. So obviously when you make it be known on social media and people start talking about this, because we've been hearing VFX artists complaining about Marvel Studios, even though it's probably Disney as well. Apparently when it comes to this, have fans excited about another 4 years and blah, blah, blah. The MCU is not slowing down. The VFX houses tasked with bringing the universe to life are having trouble keeping up, of course, and it talks about this. But yeah, and then it says right here, it's famously the third act in most Marvel movies. Yeah, it's always a fucking third act. I don't know why. It's like, why are they always changing the third act? If you have the third act, you are in for the most pain. Everything will change in a very drastic way, which means the most amount of work. And if one studio had more than just the third act, you're in for it. That's what they're talking about. Now it seems like they've kind of split things up in a more logical way, divvying up the work that way gives people a better chance to succeed. That's one thing. It's been that's been positive. So there you go. Good on them, but who knows? If artists are unionized, they talk about union, that would give the artists more power to say, these are our terms, and it would force Marvel and the VFX houses to change their bidding practices, change how hard they're pushing things. It's just capitalism, right? All these studios want the work. Marvel wants it for as cheap as possible, so I don't think that will really change. So that's what some people are saying, that things aren't going to really change. Unionization would ideally mean that it allows setting floors on artists' compensation, and artists would have more recourse when it comes to things like how much overtime they do. That would mean the VFX houses will also have to take on the floor of cost and bid accordingly to the amount of overtime they can max out with. In turn, that means Marvel and other clients would then have to accept more realistic bids and have more financial incentive to be more judicious, with the amount of rework notes and have to plan out their project better from the get-go. So all that kind of stuff. I don't have to read the last part, but hey, at least they're trying, right? But hopefully we'll, who knows if things will actually change. The thing is, though, it's like these, these artists can come out and just say whatever they want. And, if they're going to throw you under the bus, they're going to throw you under the bus. But hopefully things change. And hopefully, these MCU movies won't have shoddy fucking VFX work happening in the third act. That kind of makes the whole thing suffer. So, anyways. And then this, guys. Why? I jinxed it. If you guys watched Batman the Fanimated stream that Scott McCullen and I do on Sunday nights, talking about an episode of Batman the Animated Series, I even talked about how we were kind of worried that that Batman Caped Crusader was going to get axed by Zaslav and crew. And we're like, no. There's no way that this is going to get axed. This is going to get axed. And then all of a sudden this shows up right here. Now, it's not entirely axed. It's not like it's canceled and then that's it. But yes, Batman Caped Crusader is no longer moving forward at HBO Max. The series will be shopped to other networks' streaming services. Netflix, here's your chance to have some Batman on your streaming service. Hey, I get that he's cutting costs, but my God, this should be a no-brainer. But the thing is, it's fucking J.J. Abrams. That's what it is. It's J.J. Abrams. It's because J.J. Abrams' name is attached to it, even though he's probably just he's helping with it, but you got the Paul Dini's of the world, and you got the people that were working on Batman the Animated Series that are all working on this. You got some comic book artists that are in there. We were talking about it yesterday, and it's like, what the hell? But I'm thinking Zaslav's just dude, anything that J.J. Abrams was attached to, he's like, nope. You've wasted fucking money. You've wasted money or something. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I'm just saying. Damn it. So hopefully this shows up somewhere. Amazon, where you at? Somebody's going to pick this thing up. How do they not? How do you not pick up a Batman animated series that takes place in the 1940s? It's going to be gritty and all this kind of stuff. A little more gritty than the than Batman the Animated Series. So, but yes, this hurt my heart. How do you not? Doesn't seem good, but Jesus Christ, man, I tell you what, made me sad. It's how do you not still keep that? We're also looking forward to that, man. I tell you, not good. It's not good. That is not good. But I get he's trying to save money. But it just seems like anything that J.J. Abrams is attached to, I'm telling you, he's just nope. Sorry. Ugh. Zaslav, I'm trying to be on your side as much as I can, but this one hurt. This one hurt. Okay. Anyways. Okay, let's get to the main topic at hand, which of course is David Zaslav and the SnyderVerse. Now, over the weekend, people were sending me this article from Screen Geek. This was the one that was making the rounds yesterday, which was this very article right here. It says, Warner Brothers' David Zaslav reportedly wants to restore the SnyderVerse. And then it says right here, it's already become evident that there are major changes in place for the DCU, while the growing superhero franchise was intended to be rebooted with The Flash, not necessarily rebooted, though. That's the thing. See, already the article falls apart right there, because I'm like, well, it wasn't necessarily going to be rebooted. It was just going to start off a new timeline, and it was going to preserve whatever existing timeline was all right there. Jesus. All right, go away. Let's see, and then continue on right here. It says this is now being altered. For example, Batgirl, which Michael Keaton was slated to appear in, has been completely canceled. Furthermore, the upcoming film Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom is being reshot with Ben Affleck back as Batman, technically just Bruce Wayne. Now, a new report suggests that this is because Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav wants to reinstate the SnyderVerse. The rumor reported, which should be taken with a grain of salt, isn't too surprising at this point. After all, given the changes that David Zaslav has been introducing, it makes more sense than not, especially with Michael Keaton's Batman appearances being cut or outright replaced with Ben Affleck. And as they note, this is exactly what David Zaslav wants. They suggest that he only wants the Batman that was first introduced with the DCU, and that happens to be Ben Affleck's take on the character. This especially makes sense if Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom is being released before The Flash. After all, The Flash is a film that's supposed to reintroduce Michael Keaton. Well, yes, that's what happens. It was supposed to come out after. Now it's coming out before, so naturally, see, that's what's crazy about this whole thing, and we've talked about it like ever since Batgirl got canceled, is the fact that it was supposed to fit, that puzzle piece was supposed to fit in a very particular place. And there's something even that the directors even talked about. I'm going to push that till tomorrow. We'll talk about some quotes that the directors of Batgirl talked about when they got the word of Batgirl getting canceled. But yes, it was a very specific puzzle piece that was supposed to fit right here, and it was going to explain why Michael Keaton was Batman still in this world, and it was going to be like, okay, this comes after this whole multiverse thing that happens. Now, that's just, the Mata had nada. I mean, obviously, the regime was like all about like, okay, Michael Keaton coming back as Batman. That's going to be, people are going to love that. Look what's going on over at Marvel. Look at the nostalgia factor. We got to get Michael Keaton back, which, good idea for the multiverse movie. Good idea for the multiverse movie. This is why Zaslav is still very much trying to keep the Flash alive. He's not gonna shelve the Flash. Obviously, that's just not going to happen. Like, it seems like with the new regime and Alan Horn and everybody, it's like all about what the Flash is doing, but they weren't all about what was happening after, okay? When it comes to Michael Keaton continuing on being a 70-year-old, even though he could probably pull off 60, Bruce Wayne, that's just going to kind of be like a Nick Fury type. They're like, no, we don't really like that concept. And yeah, unless you're just doing a Batman Beyond, it's not the best concept. Not the best concept, but I was willing to be like, all right, well, explain it to me and see what happens. I was like, all right, does it make sense? What's going on here? Let's see what happens. But now it seems like when it comes to everything, and then of course, obviously this was like sourcing. We all know the article that it was sourcing, which was from Geekosity. Anyways, which, of course, it's just which way's the wind blowing. Put it all on red. Put it all on red. Anyways, Zack Snyder's coming back to direct an Injustice movie, apparently, too. Anyways, so, sorry, I can make all the jabs, But anyways, at the same time, still, okay, let's not talk about that. But at the same time, it's like, all right, so what? And I've even said it before, too, that the two names that they're going to be looking at, the ones that trend, the ones that are always out there, the fan demand, of course, is Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck when it comes to your Superman and Batman, because people have come around. It took long enough, but yeah, a lot of people have come around on those two. Still waiting on what's going to be happening with Cavill, but of course, having Ben Affleck come back and do his stuff, and of course there's going to be reshoots that are going to be happening with The Flash, and we'll see what happens with those when we hear about those, and they should very much release things. There should be very much social media posts or anything like that, because look what happened when Ben Affleck, when Jason Momoa posted about Ben Affleck, that blew up the internet. That was more than anything that was at Comic-Con, so that just kind of shows you the value in his name associated with Batman. So that's good. Now, does that mean he's going to end up doing his own Batman movie? We all could hope so. It would be nice, but at the same time, we know he's like, all right, well, he's newly married, and he did say that he wasn't all about like doing like starring in these big IP movies that takes him away from his kids for weeks at a time. I don't know if anything's going to change, but he was always very open to at least coming back to do, to not have a big part in it. That's why I keep on saying, if they get both of them, which I think they still very much have Ben Affleck, but if they get Cavill back, it's like, and they both agree to it, do a fucking World's Finest movie. You do a World's Finest movie where they team up, where you have both of them team up together, and then you could have Gal even show up as Wonder Woman, or, even if you could even go as far as doing a Trinity movie. I don't know. I'm just saying, if you do like a world's finest movie, you have Batman and Superman, Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill teaming up together, that you're guaranteed $1 billion right there. And I think Zaslav probably, Zaslav and crew probably knows that too. You'll definitely have $1 billion right there because, I mean, obviously, you know, they were banking on BVS getting $1 billion, which it came close. But yeah, there was like a weird word of mouth. But then, of course, when the Ultimate Edition came out, people were like, oh, wow, that's much better than what I saw in the theatrical. It's like, yeah, if they only released that one first. But I'm just telling you, right here, if they can get Cavill back, because it seems like Ben Affleck is still very much there, and you can have a Superman-focused world's finest movie. And it's like, can you imagine that? You announce something like that, you do something like that, it'll blow up. It'll blow up the internet big time. It would. It absolutely would. Now, is that going to happen? I don't know. I have no knowledge when it comes to that. I don't know what Zaslav and all of them are doing. But when it comes to him and the SnyderVerse, obviously, I mean, I've been saying this for months and months, since last year. It's like, he is a numbers guy. So obviously he's looking at the numbers. He looked at the trending numbers. He looked at the digital download numbers, streaming numbers, every numbers. And obviously he knows, look what happened. I mean, yes, the SnyderVerse, of course, is the bankable option, of course. But can we have it exactly like it was going to be? Of course not. Things have changed. That movie was filming in 2016. Crazy to think about how long ago that movie was shooting. The original production of that movie was shooting. So now things have changed. People are scattered. So what do? Well, you try to salvage it as much as possible. As much as possible. What do I keep saying too? Get Superman's house in order. If you get all that in order and you salvage, you get Cavill back, fingers fucking crossed, you can actually have something here and then build up something, have something for maybe like another 5+ years, and then maybe you can actually get the man back to do, hey, does it have to be the exactly what Zack Snyder wanted for the sequels? No, things always change. Always changes. For the love of God, Zack Snyder's Justice League, as we see it right now, was not the original Zack Snyder's Justice League. It got rewritten. Same as BVS. It got rewritten. So, I mean, things change all the time. So, even if we don't get the exact sequels that maybe Zack and crew and Terrio were trying to construct and everything, we get a version of it or something like that. Cool. There you go. But you need to get the house in order first. And I think Zaslav is like, maybe we could do something like that. But he's not canceling The Flash because, again, it preserves the fucking SnyderVerse. And I keep on saying this. I don't know how many times I've said it. Is the fact that movie was preserving the SnyderVerse more than any of the other movies. Okay? Any of the other movies. But of course, people wanted it to get canceled and saying like it's totally replacing the Snyder. No, it's not. It's still going to preserve it as much as possible. And when it comes to reshoots, which I'm guaranteeing we're going to hear, because if you got little details of what was going to be happening with Batfleck in there, yeah, they're going to probably reconfigure some stuff. But at the same time, they were still very much about the multiverse concept over there. But yeah, so there's my little spiel right there. My little spiel about all this stuff. But man, but I'm telling you. You get Henry Cavill on board, and Ben Affleck's like, all right, cool. I just don't want to be like the full-on star. You just announce a world's finest movie or a Trinity movie or something like that. You know, keep it small. It doesn't have to be another Justice League and everything. I know. Like, and speaking of Justice League, there was like some rumors going around that they might get James Gunn to direct a Justice League movie. I wouldn't even put any credit. I wouldn't put any kind of support in that. That was pretty ridiculous. I saw one little post and I'm like, nope, I don't think that's happening. But anyways, like I said, you do something like that and blow up the internet, you know? Just don't even have solo movies. Just have them team up. If Ben Affleck doesn't still want to do his Batman movie, because he's talked about how he gave his script to a friend, which I'm assuming is Matt Damon, and he said, oh, yeah, that's going to kill you if you do this. So it's like, yeah, okay, not going to do his movie? Fine. Team him up with Superman. Get those two back together in a team-up scenario. Box office gold right there. Everything's gold. Thank you, Joey, again for the $5 super chat. They should do a Superman Batman apocalypse in live action, complete with the Dark Side story. They could do that. See, that's the thing. And the thing that I've said, too, is like, the fact of the matter is like, this is how smart Snyder, Terrio, all these guys are when it came to Zack Snyder's Justice League, and then, of course, ready the Hamada, we'll do this the old way kind of thing. Yes, it takes time. So now it's like Darkseid and his crew have to find Earth. It could take a while, okay? Again, we saw the new HD like photograph of space. There's a lot of shit out there. There's a lot of shit. You look at that, it's overwhelming. You're like, oh my God, what are we doing here? Jeez, we are just nothing. So yeah, it could take a lot of time. And a lot of that time, it's like, get the house in order. See what happens. And then maybe it's not going to be exactly the restored SnyderVerse that we thought it was going to be, but it could be something. Could be something in the line of that. We'll see, though. We'll see. Not trying to get anybody's hopes up or anything like that. I'm not banking on, clicks like that. I'm not trying to get anybody's hopes up with anything. I'm just saying like what my idea was always like when it came to all this. Just looking at it, and I'm like, I should be the DC head, guys. Right? Come on. Well, no, I shouldn't be. I'll just be one of the guys, I would get Scott, I would get Steven, I'd be like, all right, you guys are smarter than me, obviously, so Steven be the numbers guy, Scott would be like the knowledgeable guy, and then I'll just be the pitch. I'll pitch it. There you go. We got our own little trinity right there. I'm telling you, you get Henry Cavill back and Ben Affleck's down to go, you announce a team-up movie, a world's finest movie, bam, box office gold. Throw $200 million at it, you got it. You got it right there. That thing, that would show people like, oh yeah, we're listening to you and blah, blah, blah. Now, when it comes, of course, to the Superman cameo and Black Adam, I'm not confident, guys. I would not be confident. That's why I made the joke in the beginning when it comes to the shadowy Superman figure. I don't have confidence that Henry Cavill is going to be in that movie. I mean, we still have August 22nd, and we still have 2 months. Anything could happen. I'm not confident in Cavill showing up in Black Adam. And to be honest, at this rate, and just hearing things and everything, I'm just going, okay, if he wants his own part of of the DC universe, his Rockverse, which is what we've been talking about. I talked about it last week. If he wants that, and Henry Cavill's not the Superman, fine. Okay, we could deal with the whole multiverse concept right there. But over here, we could still, capitalize on what's already existed right here. So, yeah. So I'm not confident. I'm not confident in Black Adam. Or the cameo in Black Adam. Apparently, it's still going to just be another shadowy frickin' Superman, which is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. All right. There's my little spiel right there. Whew. Is in Black Adam. Don't worry, guys. No, he's not. He's not right now. Stop it. Stop listening to certain people. Okay? As of right now, he's not. Sorry, Mattia. I don't mean it. I don't mean to burst the bubble, but as of right now, it's not looking like it. Anything could change, but we'll see. Anyways, speaking of The Flash, this little article got sent to me a couple of times too, which, it just kind of talks about Ezra Miller's The Flash sets record test scores for the DCU film. So it's just something right here. I'm not even going to share the screen because it's like a small little article. But I saw some people passing it around, and I got it sent over to me. A source deep inside Warner Brothers is telling me that staff are quite perplexed by the way things have been going ever since new CEO David Zaslav was hired. If you remember, in July, it was reported that he had rejected a pitch of, Clint Eastwood, all of that stuff. On the superhero front, I'm being told Zaslav is not happy with what he's seen in Aquaman 2. I've kind of heard that as well. Currently in post-production, but not the point of shelving it like they did with Batgirl. They ain't going to shelve Aquaman 2, that's for sure. Meanwhile, Zaslav and company have had Ezra Miller assaulted people around the world left and right. That's such a weird sentence right there. Assaulting people left and right. Director Andres Muschietti, they put it as Andres. The Flash is said to be one of the better DCEU movies, and a recent screening that apparently happened on the 11th of this month, the film only enhanced Zaslav's confidence in the finished product. I'm told The Flash earned the highest test score ratings in DCEU history. So, I mean, you got to take, of course, this with a grain of salt, but we've been hearing this. We've been hearing the fact that it's like, oh yeah, there's a good chance that, I mean, when it comes to what's been tested out there, Black Adam, Shazam, I don't know if there's been any test screenings for Aquaman yet, but The Flash has been testing very well. Batgirl apparently didn't test well, but that's the thing. It's like, that's why The Flash is definitely not going to get canceled. It's not going to get canceled. Get that out of your head. If you think that's going to happen, it's not going to happen. I think they're banking on it for being, you know, something that could very much create this multiverse concept where they could possibly have like different universes within one big universe, which is good because it's like, hey, you know, if The Rock gets his, if Black Adam does well at the box office, which who knows, you know, the hype is not quite as much there, he can have his own section, and then they could still have the SnyderVerse over here because, again, The Flash was never going to erase it. It was just going to, you know, create like an alternate, you know, Doc Brown, Back to the Future Part 2, alternate kind of thing. Skew, creating an alternate, 1985, come on. But yeah, so the fact that it is receiving this positive, and that just kind of shows you that probably a lot of people don't even realize the controversy that's been happening with Ezra. That's why when it comes to Ezra, they're not just kind of going. I mean, they're obviously told Ezra like, hey, you got to release a statement. There's got to be something that comes out. You know, say something like this and this and this. It's not like Ezra didn't release a video or anything like that. It was just one statement that got released at Variety. Of course, that was very much Warner Brothers pressing for that. So, but yeah, it's definitely not going to get canceled, and it's definitely going to be something interesting. And there's probably going to be some reshoots that happen and that we find out about. But it's not going to be extensive reshoots or anything. But yeah. That's why I cannot be, you know, excited about The Flash. I mean, I get there's like a whole thing that was behind it, and I was being called racist and, you know, whatever the fuck because of the whole Ray Fisher thing. But, you know, fingers crossed that something happens where maybe they can inject something in there too. You know, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But there you go. But people were sending me that, so I thought I'd share it with you guys. And now we have Batgirl. You know, speaking of, this. Obviously, I'm covering a lot of this stuff. But yes, recently right here, it even says it on this Screen Rant article where it goes, Batgirl composer got Danny Elfman's blessing to use Batman theme in now canceled movie. That's right, because there's only one Batman theme. Right, Danny? Right. All right, so Batman composer Natalie Holt, Batgirl, I should say, recently revealed that she received Danny Elfman's blessing to use his theme for Batman in the now canceled movie. So, yeah, poor thing doesn't get to release her stuff. But, yeah, I know a lot of people have their opinions when it comes to Danny Elfman and kind of the arrogance that he when he was talking about coming in and replacing Junkee XL's score. And trying to utilize the John Williams theme for Superman, and then of course the Batman theme, in which it didn't work, did not work. I was kind of excited for it. I was like, oh, that'd be kind of cool at the time, but let's face it, it just did not work. It's like, yeah, it worked for the time, you know. Even the theme works relatively well, of course, for Batman animated series used it, yeah. It works for that, but when it came to, you know, a new age Batman, even when it comes to Pattinson, it wouldn't work there either, you know? Wouldn't work for Pattinson, and wouldn't work for Ben Affleck's Batman. Just wouldn't, and it didn't. We already saw that it didn't, so. But, yeah, I mean, but it works for Keaton, so understandable that it was in there, but again, that movie was just, I blame Hamada and that regime more than anything because they were trying to fit it in a certain space when it came to what was happening with their plan, and it fucked them. So, but maybe something will get released when it comes to her stuff. I doubt it, but there you go. So she got the blessing from Danny Elfman. Okay. And then getting off the whole, well, not really full on the CBM realm, but Top Gun Maverick passed up Infinity War. That's right. I don't need to share the screen, but yeah. Top Gun Maverick takes down Avengers Infinity War as 6th highest grossing movie in domestic box office history. That's right. So over the weekend, the milestones keep rolling in. After 13 weeks on the big screen, Top Gun Maverick has collected $683 million in North America, enough to overtake Marvel's Avengers Infinity War, which sits at $678 million as the 6th highest grossing movie in domestic box office history. So there you go. I mean, when it comes to anything else, I think this might be it. I think this might be it when it comes to Top Gun Maverick taking over domestic earnings, because obviously tomorrow you're going to be able to download it. Digital download, you won't be able to get the Blu-ray till a couple of months from now, but I'm sure it's still going to be in movie theaters. But still, what a hell of a run! What a hell of a run, you know. And the mustache came off obviously a little bit early because I was like, I'm sorry, I had to. It was just getting to the point where I was like, I got to free my face a little bit. You know, it could always grow back. I could always find, you know, it'd be like that one episode of Family Guy with the news anchor dude when he finds his mustache and he leaps into it. That was pretty funny. Maybe I'll have something like that. Anyways, but yeah, congratulations. Overtook, of course, Infinity War. It's just this thing can't be stopped. But you know, it's gonna be interesting to see the numbers for Top Gun Maverick and the home video sales, like the digital download sales, and then of course the physical media that it gets. But that's not going to be for another couple of months. I don't think till like October, maybe November. But the holiday season, I'm kind of curious to see how much money Top Gun Maverick makes there. But congratulations to those guys for overtaking another Marvel movie, Infinity War. That's right. Got the need to pass you up on the box office. Okay, guys, let's go to the Twitter questions. Let's see what you guys have to say over here. Let me double check here, make sure there's nothing bad, nothing. Okay, nothing. Okay, all right, we're good. We should be good here. All right, here we go. All right, Devon Wooter. Hey, Dave, I have a question for you. Do you think Marvel, did they react to Aquaman way back in 2018? Should they do an underwater movie like the main villain from... Yeah, I mean, they're going to do a Namor movie eventually. I mean, Namor's like their answer to that, but, I mean, that's just the way it is. Eric and Blake. Hey, Dave. About Cape Crusader, I was certainly intrigued by it and happy to watch, but lest we forget, the last animated Batman project Bruce Timm gave us had Batman and Batgirl making out? They did more than making out, Eric. They did a little bit more than making out on that rooftop. And Zaslav said himself, it's not show, friends, it's show business. Well, I disagree with you there, Eric, because I was very much looking forward to what they were doing here, and it's not like, I mean, Bruce Timm probably learned, probably shouldn't have done that, so I disagree. I actually doubt it's because of JJ. I disagree again. You think, if anything, Zaslav would prefer all that money they gave JJ would not go to waste. Yeah, I'm going to have to disagree with you on both of those, man. Sorry. Brian Callie, the Batgirl, with Batgirl being canceled, now Cape Crusader being shopped around, Keaton getting a reduced role as our novelty Batman. Could Zaslav be trying to turn the focus from Bats to more Superman-centric universe? Of course. As you say, getting Superman's house in order first. Yeah, it's got to be like that. Devon, Dave, what characters you want to see the most in Black Adam? For me, it's got to be Dr. Fade. Now, yeah, Dr. Fate for me, too. Marvel Maniac. Not a question, but just a statement rant. The way talent is being treated by Zaslav and WBD is getting downright disgusting, and it's becoming hard to support the company as it stands now. At this rate, tell us what will be made and will be on your service by next summer. I think they're trying to figure that out. I think they're really trying to figure that out. Justice League 2 and 3 will be made. I love how confident some people are. Well, fans, they know the best. Carrie, hey, Dave, why do you think Black Adam looks like it's not going to be that successful at the box office? The Rock has been a bankable star for some time now. Do you think his popularity is waning? Yes. Or is it because Black Adam is not as interesting a character as The Rock thinks? Both of those. It is waning. And again, if you look at Dwayne Johnson's box office, his top box office movies, Fast and Furious, Jumanji, all pre-existing franchises. And if you look at a lot of his top box office stuff, a lot of it's it's pre-existing stuff. That's the thing. But you have San Andreas, you have Skyscraper, and then you had Rampage. I mean, those did fairly well too. But again, some of those were pre-existing IPs. Look what happened with DC Super Pets. I mean, his name was on the poster. He was promoting it, and the movie flopped. He's just not. He doesn't have that box office pop as as maybe we thought he did. And then at the same time, it's like, all right, you have this character that nobody really knows, the general audience. Hopefully they can do something with it. But yeah, I think that's why there's a worrisome when it comes to that. Also, did you watch House of Dragon? No, like I said, I never got into Game of Thrones. So, Phil, Cape Crusader no longer on HBO Max. It's all your fault, right? Yep, it's all my fault. Really is. CK Cooper Knox, all of this HBO Max craziness is like a gigantic train wreck that you can't take your eyes away from. But at the same time, again, look what was happening over at Netflix, It's like it's a business side of it. It's a business side. And then we got this. There we go. That's funny. What is this? I don't even know if I want to watch that. I'm not going to. Speaking of Infinity Stones, rest in peace, Thanos. Godspeed, Maverick. Something about his Infinity Balls. I don't even think I want to watch that. Edward, hey Dave, so a few people confirming how the Superman cameo scene plays out in Black Adam. How are you feeling since it's said to be the colored Superman suit from BVS Shazam? I know. Anybody who's thought it was going to be the black suit, I don't know why people actually thought that. But I know there's fucking scoopers out there that were saying that shit. It's like there's no way that it was going to be the black Superman suit, if anything. Also, the John Williams theme, I'm a bit iffy, but hopefully it's just a placeholder. Yeah, but again, there's 2 months right now. But yeah, apparently, people were talking about that. Da, 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 da. It's a good theme, but my God. Let's see. Bert's, Dave, does Batman Azteca have a chance? Probably not. This will probably get canceled too. Yeah. Who knows? Which I don't think to me, it doesn't make sense when it's like, all right. Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to cancel Batman stuff. So the rumor, so Mike, Soups Kenobi, the rumor is that Superman is yet again reduced to a mere headless, faceless cameo in Black Adam. I really hope this isn't true, but if it is, holy God, have they dropped the ball once more. Yeah. John Baker, he says, Clay Staub is hyping Restore the Snyderverse again. Will Smith has his Deadshot look again? What's the Deadshot look? Is he wearing like the eyepiece? What's the Deadshot look? Is it just the beard? All right. Do you think anything might legitimately be happening on either front? As of right now, it's all just kind of still up in the air. Again, it's all about Henry Cavill. They get him back. And I don't know what you're talking about when it comes to Will Smith. Again, I think he's still dealing with a certain thing that happened a few months ago. Joy of Cinema, do you think Black Adam marketing is going well? I mean, it's okay. It needs to probably be a little bit stronger. Galaxy Comic Nerd, people are crying because they are canceling shows. It's hilarious. Yeah, I know. It's funny, too, because, I'm crying about, obviously Caped Crusader because I want to see that. But, again, it's not canceled. It's being shopped around, which is good. I know a lot of people were going like, what the fuck? They took they were saying they canceled Sesame Street off HBO Max. It was like, no, they just took 200 shows off of there, and it's all numbers, it's all business, it's all residual stuff, it's all kinds of stuff. And then I'm just kind of going, when was the last time that you guys watched Sesame Street? Do your kids watch Sesame Street? No, they don't. I don't even know why Sesame Street's around anymore. I mean, it's like, in this age of digital and all this stuff and games on tablets and everything, I'm like, Sesame Street's still a thing? I'm surprised it's actually still around, but, power to them. But, yeah, it's not like, they just removed them from certain things, and it was probably due to residuals and all this kind of stuff. Again, Zaslav and crew are just trying to find that money that was lost from the original regime. And, of course, naturally people are just like, you're evil, you're evil. It's like, he's just trying to run a business, really. Trying to find the best ways for some things. And, yes, some of it's going to hurt. And some of it has hurt. So, I don't know. It's just been interesting. And it's going to remain being interesting. That's for damn sure. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you guys for spending some time with me. Make sure you smash that like thumbs up before you leave. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell. Do all those things right there. I would appreciate it. Follow me on the sock meds that are all around me. The links are provided down below. Patreon, I'm trying to post things when I hear things on Patreon, so you guys are getting more of an exclusive on there. So if you want to join the Patreon, do so. And then, of course, you got the members-only stuff. The members-only stream I do once a week on Wednesdays. So if you want to become a member, do so. Join. Everything like that. And, yeah, guys, that's about it. Had some fun. Talked about some things. And I'll see you guys tomorrow at the same Junkee time, same Junkee channel. Talk to you later.